Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Monday evening, the 9th of August, 2021 at right now about 6 p.m. is where we're getting in there, maybe a little bit later. But as you can see, we have a market that's fairly quiet tonight, but all of the people are beaten up. You know, when people go through major reports in markets, I always wonder why they do. You must understand the nature of futures markets. You can get in, you can get out. It's a trading vehicle. In my opinion, not an investment vehicle. You speculate with it or you hedge with it. That's what it's called. I don't know anyone that calls this investing. If that is the case, why would you stand in front of major reports other than you just want to flip the coin for a big move, and if you get right, God bless you, and if you don't, there's hell to pay, because it doesn't give you a shot. It just makes a move on you. To a degree, that happened in the metal markets last night when they had a flash crash. And they dropped and dropped really hard. I'm talking big money. You get these once, twice a year in different commodities, not all of them, spreads around. So what happened was Asia, who was locked out of seeing what the U.S. jobs data looked like, because remember, when we get at 7:30 in the morning, it's what, 14 hours later in many parts of Asia? Well, if that's the case, they're closed. They're waiting for the Sunday trade. They've gone to bed or they're out doing whatever they do, but their futures markets are typically closed. So as soon as the U.S. market reopens, they're running for protection on a Sunday night with light volume. It's not the way to do it. Pros will tell you that. And they just took this market for a ride, and it was rather substantial. Take a look at my metals report. In the stock market, if this is all the damage they can do about talking about tapering and they're going to get an interest rate hike in 2023, where else are you going to go with your money? I mean, the bonds and notes, so let's assume you go to 1.5, 1.6 temporarily in the 10-year note. Where are you going with it? You got to throw the inflation number in there. Are you making anything? Still leaves, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, this becomes the area that people look. We've not seen that gold and silver are inflation hedges. We have seen that Bitcoin is doing the job. And so is Ethereum. They're both acting hand in hand with as that market marches. In the energy markets, you got Delta version of COVID. You want to play that? Because this is a proxy for it in its own way. As bullish as you want to be, as they're shutting down travel in China and other parts of the world, look at tonight's news on Florida, Texas. Look at how this thing is spreading. It's running big time. It's February numbers we're back to in Florida. Hot spots that don't want to, for whatever reason, I am not criticizing, that don't want to get a vaccine, get COVID. Those people end up in hospitals. They infect other people. I write tonight about the Sturgis event where you got 500,000 motorcyclists. How many of those people are going back to hotspot areas and going to pass it on? I'm not a doctor, but I'm guessing that you should be pretty worried about it. And I love Sturgis. I've been there on my bike. I love Sturgis. What a ride for a week. It's like nothing you've ever done. Just beautiful. All right. So as you take a look at the S&P 500 index and you see the market is over the 18-day average of closes, it's still bullish. Now, how did the market finish up the week? This is Friday's close. I don't know. Where I went to school, that's an all-time high close. Now, let me think about that. August 6th, an all-time high close, and we're worried, is the market made a peak? I'm missing something. You're down for the week right now, 3.75, 0.8 of a point. Okay, big deal. You can see the sideways action. The market's trying to lift. It's fighting, obviously, the headwinds all around it of interest rate talk. What is Fed Chair Powell going to say at the Jackson Hole Symposium in August? Do you honestly think that he's ready to talk and spill the beans there? Markets think that. I don't. I'm not of that camp yet, but that's what they think. Doesn't matter to me. What will I do is he's there giving that headline speech, running like a child away from risk. And then after he's through, I take another look at the market. Lower low, higher high, so not a trend yet. If you clear today's high, by the way, which was 44.32, you would have a pattern if you get up through that of higher lows. You already got a higher high, so you'd be back up in your uptrend. Supports the 18-day average, but to get there right now, if you don't take out the highs of Friday, you don't do any damage because you're not trending right here. Not trending. Let's understand that. The resistance, 44.75.5 roughly, a new all-time high. So what's keeping the market going? The word is called momentum. The slow stochastic is embedded. If you don't know what that is, go to our website, look under the word education, under my charting course. Learn what that does. You might want to look at the enhanced Bollinger Band course. Learn what that does. Until that red line closes under 80, my theory, and I practice it in my newsletters and all, telling my clients where to buy, where to sell, is that the pros are going to buy these breaks, looking for that high or a window envelope high. And I don't show you window envelopes in these free versions on YouTube. NASDAQ, the same thing. I think the pros are long, higher lows, higher highs. Target could be the 15,308 area. The Dow, an embedded reading that's faltering for the first time. You're at 81.27. You can see how it faltered. I want them to do what the others did. Why buy one that's playing around when you don't have that in the NASDAQ and you don't have that in the S&P? This one in the Dow is faltering. So no, I'm not as crazy about it. It's the same thing. Until it's lost, it isn't lost. You got to close under 79 to lose it. And in the Russell, you never had it. So the two weakest in terms of momentum are very clear. The Russell's the weakest, and the Dow. What did the Russell also do? What did the Russell do on Friday, August 6th? Did it hit the Bollinger Band and the 100-day average? Is it embedded? No. So I teach that that's where the pros came out of the market. Trend was up coming into Friday. Higher lows and a higher high. That's your resistance, and that's where I would think the market would take traders out. Do I think you should have gone into the jobs data report? No. But after it came out, there was time to jump in. If you wanted to do that, the risk was obviously not the same as coming in on that day. And now you're getting a small correction to it. Okay, I'll say it again. Big resistance areas, trend up and overbought. In the VIX cash, if this market's going to fall here down to 1541, number one, it would be bullish for all the stock indices. People still don't want to own the insurance. Number two, it is the area that I think you'll see put writing to come back up to the 1811's number, because that in the past is what has happened. When you hit the lower band, the put writers come out and try to get back to the closest moving average. Doesn't mean I'm right, but that's what I'd expect. 30-year bonds, well, you've certainly made a top of sorts, but you're not in a trend. You are oversold. You have a market approaching the lower Bollinger Band, not trending. You have a higher high, lower low. 10-year notes, higher high, lower low. I'll say it again. First challenge of that lower Bollinger Band, if it happens tonight, tomorrow, that's where I think the pros are going to take money off the table. They'll wait for the game to start fresh. Dollar index, go to the upper Bollinger Band. What do you think I think will happen? That's where I'm looking for the resistance in the market. Momentum up, trend up. The market finished this way on Friday, just to show you that. First time that it's had both the higher lows, higher highs, and a close over that. I'm not saying the risk is small. If you went long on Friday at 92.80 on the close, you had a 100-point risk to 91.81. Forget it. I think that's too big, but I can see that the market's going higher, and that's what we talk about here. If you want to see where I'm saying to buy and sell, you got to be a subscriber to my research. Eurocurrency, I think the pros covered short starting today. Market on Friday, did it hit it? I think it just missed it, my analysis. Yeah, it did. Didn't quite get there. Today, the low was 117.42, the Bollinger Band. 117.44, that's where I think they're covering, if they're listening to what I was saying. Doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about sometimes, but that's what I think, and I think you'll look back and say, oh, you know something, that made sort of sense. By the way, I'm not saying to buy long, I'm saying cover shorts if they were short. The British pound is neutral. While the trend is down with lower highs and lower lows, you're staying over the 18-day average, so the momentum is up, and you're correcting an overbought condition. In Bitcoin, you're in a big resistance area. Generally speaking, the first challenge of a 100-day average and a Bollinger Band offers a heck of a lot of resistance. It's where people get super bullish. I do understand that because you got now, let's take off tonight's opening. Let's go to Monday. Both numbers over 80, both over 80, both over 80 the day before. So on pullbacks in this area, I contend you'll find the buyers. Not up here, but much lower than that. And until the red line closes back under 80, I think they stay live and well. Then we get to the differentials of Brent versus WTI crude, the October contracts for both. Well, it certainly has fought a battle at the 18-day average of closes and spit itself way higher. And what we've got now is a market that I think is in a bottom area. This is not where I'd go short. So where today I think the pros came out. Again, Bollinger Band 100-day average. If you hit that, why are you hanging around? You now got a little bit left if you don't get oversold quickly. You're now oversold with tonight's opening. You've hit those numbers. You're bouncing already. The name of the game is learning the theories that a lot of the algorithms follow and other pros. I'm not saying everybody follows my theory. You won't even get that coming out of me. But I'll stand behind what I teach. You know, I think I'm sly enough to understand what I'm doing. In WTI, you've got lower highs, lower lows, right into that number. So long, folks. Let somebody else carry the ball for a bit. Gasoline, downtrend, did not hit these objectives. Resistance is 210.83. We're now in the transition phase where the summer driving is going to gradually come to an end, and we'll start talking about the need for heating oil. And of course, jet fuel and other products that are in very big short supply. So I think that you're going to see the differential between gasoline and the heating oil start going the other way, where eventually the heating oil is the bigger demand market. So you put it together, you try to come up with game plans, and that's what I do. Let me explain how I work my research if you're interested. If not, bye-bye. In the morning, I put out a video. That's called the Morning Subscriber Video, but I have a package beyond that. In that video, I give you everything you're getting in my full research, but at 11:30 a.m. Central Time, I write a newsletter, and you'll find that I hone in on subjects and give you what's going on, where they're coming at. Write it like a synopsis, so you're not reading pages, you're getting right to the points, but I'm reviewing the trades that we've told you to put on, at least I've told you to put on, the stop orders, where you're at. I don't think that's enough of a review. Now the market finishes closing at 4 o'clock Chicago time. I write another review. I'm giving you what the reports are in the morning, what they look like, what the trade is expecting, and then I'm updating what trades I want you to put on, stay in, get out of again. So you're getting 3 updates versus just the morning subscriber, which is 1 update. It's an awful lot. If you'd like a free trial, just give us and go to our website at iraepstein.com under the word research, or to the bottom right, you'll see free offerings. If you want to call, 866-973-2077. We'll be able to work with you right on the phone, get you all set up. Again, it's a free trial. What do you have to lose but a phone call? And we're paying the 866 number. You have a great day.